Hi there. That's you again. Are you still holding up to vote for a Harper government 3?
I listened to your arguments, and I still don't give a shit. You are trying to scare the hell out of me with this apocalyptic scenario of a Harper government 3. I still want a Harper government 3.
Sweet fuck man. You should be used to that crap. Harper's campaign is focused on scaring the shit out of the average Canadian. He presents Ignatieff as a greedy and egocentric mastermind that wants to harm Canadians, and all opposition parties as if they were plotting against the people with a coalition plan that would make our country a mess. Tell you what. Do you know how many countries are currently governed by coalition governments? 67. Do you seriously think they are all going through hell as Harper would like us to believe?
I don't care. The other parties are only after costly elections. Harper is the only one looking after the average Canadian.
My God, man. Have you hit your head with a fucking hammer? The other parties want elections. That is a fact. But they don't only want an election. They also have what we call ideas, and a program. If we are in an election, it is because fucking Harper government 2 was found guilty of perjury to the Parliament for not disclosing public information about public spendings. What about if your girl was paying herself a whole new fucking wardrobe with your last paycheck without telling you a word? Wouldn't you go insane? So why would you accept that your government spends your tax money and everyone's tax money in fucking costly war operations without giving a shit about disclosing why they use it for? I'm sure your girl would have to be pretty nice with you at the end of the day so that you can forgive her that huge hole in your pocket. Trust me, Harper can't be that sexy. Talking about being sexy, have you forgotten that Harper's International Development Minister Bevoda admitted that she deliberately lied to the Canadian people by at first denying then admitting she had falsified official documents to overcome a recommendation from government officials about an international NGO's funding? Tell me, when is the last time someone fucking lied to your face and you asked back for more?
I don't care. Elections cost taxpayers money, and we could do much more with that money.
You dumb shit. Elections are costly. You are correct. But do you know what is even more costly? 65 futuristic stealth fighter jets that Harper government wants to buy. In fact, more than 20 times more costly than current elections. And I don't talk here about the biggest model that lifts up vertically like in True Lies with Schwarzenegger. At least we could use them to try to help out in rescue missions, which is our current need, or pilots could bring back home some seal steaks from their Arctic desert patrols in spite of finding Santa Claus's deers. No. I'm talking about the fucking basic model. You know. The one that comes without an engine. Have you ever bought a car with its engine an option? With all its stealth shit, this bird needs a real swing to fly without an engine. Tell you what. Harper government might pretend to go green, but buying stealth fighters with no engine won't help much.
I don't care. In fact, I know pretty much only about the Conservatives. I don't give a damn shit about the other parties.
Talk about a smart move. Way to go, man. This is exactly what Harper wants you to do. He desperately hopes that you won't try to learn about the other parties' platforms. You might risk to like their ideas. No. It is better to reject any other thoughts, because if you ever consider to look in any other directions, you may as well get excluded from the family. If you ever dare, even just to satisfy your most naive democratic curiosity, please, do not tag yourself on Facebook. Put on a fucking mascot costume and spell your name backwards, because if Harper's goons get to learn who you are, by highly questionable means, they will identify you big deal and get a fucking hold on you the next time they can. Trust me, you don't want to get in trouble with Harper's goons, or the RCMP, whoever is handling the dirty job at that moment. I can tell you that these guys can scare the shit out of you much more than any Ignatieff had. Talk to those students who had attended other parties' rallies and were kicked out of the Conservative one.
I don't care. These kids were just too curious and should have stayed home.
It is well known, well-informed citizens are the strongest asset to any healthy democratic society. You could get excluded without knowing much why, because with Harper government, There is no such thing as explaining why you get rejected. Take the former Conservative Minister Helen Gurgis, who got excluded from the caucus on grounds of unverified speculations that proved to be false after inquiry. Guess what? No excuses were given and she is still considered as being guilty by the Harper government. But do not worry, my friend. There are plenty of other parties out there to welcome you. Parties that are open, encourage free speech and challenges of ideas. You know, parties that promote democracy in a free world.
I recognize your efforts in trying to convince me. But at the end of the day, don't you think that it just sounds better government Harper than government Ignatieff?
What about Government of Canada?